Right, Woodlands winners. One man down. Mark Hughes. Hello.
Morning, Cobber. How you going?
Very well. Bit of a drain the swamp sort of program. We've kicked him to touch, the boy.
Yeah. No, we've draining the swamp today. There's no Cam Grant. He's doing the rounds at the stay-in presentations, which started last week in Christchurch in Invercargill, and all the crew are in Auckland today. So at Karaka tonight. So I've been very well received apparently. So a lot of kudos to Brad Reid and the Breeders Association, and to all the people that are taking part and the breeders as well.
Massive numbers, I believe, which is great for breeding in Australia and New Zealand. I think there's been notably there's been a decline in breeding numbers in New Zealand and Australia, both sides of it. So the fact that they've got increased numbers at these seminars, hopefully they're not going for the party pies and sausage rolls. They're actually going there to look to see who they're going to breed to. Actually, also the Commodore, they probably had caviar there at the Commodore, one of the greatest motels in Australia. That's just me free plug, usually, to try and get an invite back there. But in all seriousness, I think that's, I think 170 something in Christchurch and 130 plus down at Invercargill in attendance, middle of winter. Hard to get people out sometimes. Saw pictures from Brittany Graham, some of the photos of the weather. So it's awesome that they've been able to get good crowds to these seminars.
Yeah, it's certainly been a fill up for everybody, and I sort of think, as I said, kudos to Brad Reid, who's pushed really hard on this, and to make a difference and to do the presentations a different way as well, and to have a Q&A with Brittany involved as well, has been super. So well done to the Kiwis.
Yep. Big news for Australia, or Victoria especially, yesterday with the announcements of breeders' bonuses, $5,000 certificates going back to the breeders, selected maiden races, but also open class races. And they're going to try and look after the mares in those, so more incentive to keep these mares going, but they won't be solely for mares, so people don't need to worry. And the one kicker that probably I didn't mention enough with Matt in the interview was with the Vic Breds down here, that if you win a heat or a semi or the final of those, and you can win multiple of those, you actually get two. So the owner will get a $5,000 breeder's bonus at the time, but so will the breeder. So if you sell that horse at the sales as a registered breeder, you'll get that $5,000 bonus in your hand as well. So it's $10,000 in money that you can use, one for Woodlands Stud in service fees, but also the flip side of that is, you go to the yearling sales, you can buy one of Woodlands Stud's progeny. So it's huge for Victorian racing. And I think Matt and the crew there said this is the first bit of positive news they've been able to release since he come to reign. So it's a good sign with Victoria. Things are turning.
Yeah. Look, there was always a lot of hard yards to be done there, and there's still more. And this is a very good announcement for breeders and owners and etc. in Victoria. So let's hope it goes part of the way to creating a renaissance for our sport in Victoria. The swamp started to drain last week with some very good news, and this is some more good news for Victorians as well.
Yep, our EPG and Nutrien, it's going to be a great fillet for those guys as well, selling horses down here, knowing that they might have people bidding in there that they might have a $5,000 bonus, but they might have three of them, and being able to pay overs on a horse that they maybe wasn't once upon a time on their radar, but they're able to do it because of these bonuses. So really encouraging, and great to hear that's not the last that we will be hearing in the near future of positive news coming out of HRV. Some real positivity down there yesterday, which is what the industry needs.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully onwards and upwards. As I said, it's there's always a way back. It's going to be slow, but happy for those of us, that really need to stay the course with it. So hopefully, as you say, looking forward to some more positive news down the road.
From our friends at NZB, be aware that the yearling sale nominations close Friday, this coming Friday. So if you've forgotten, make sure you get involved in that. I believe one certain size stud might have not realised they've got them all organised, and it's not you guys, but may have realised they hadn't actually submitted it. But so please make sure you've done it. It's easy to do. You can think you've done something and forget about it. So get in touch with the guys at NZB, standardbred.co.nz. Usually been a big week. We said last week, a bit quieter here in Australia on the racing front. Always something happened. There's been some nice debutantes. We'll touch on one of those in a minute. But we said about touching in America and the impact the boys are making in America and still making in America.
Yeah, look, last week decided we'd go down the road and look at some good juvenile racing that our boys are part of in North America, through Ohio and through Pennsylvania. And look, the 2-year-olds are starting to scrub off up there, size stake-wise, and across a number of jurisdictions. And Lather Up, Seaside and Sweetloo are certainly part of that action.
We might start. We'll start with Odds On Phil. I tried to look it up. Is this horse related to one of our favourites, Odds On Aaliyah, or is it similar owners? Do you know, Husey?
I think it's similar owners. That's the way they brand their horses, with the Odds On brand in front of it. And you look, another very, very nice 2-year-old of Lather Ups that was on the journey there at Scioto Downs last week, Saturday night.
That's it. He's actually first over. Anyone watching, he's first over, as they say, or in the death. He was fourth fence, which is, but this was very, very impressive. And he goes like his old man, doesn't he?
Yeah, he goes like he's a bit of his old man if you have a good look at him. Not big, strong rear end, strong front, just strong on the front end, but just speed. Dead straight speed as well. So you look at him rolling away here in this $20,000 division of the size stake up there, and he just wins easily, very, very easily. So as you say, another good 2-year-old winner for Lather Up in North America, out of a Sun Beach somewhere there as well. And it's a cross we've spoken about previously that is working very successfully here and down under. So Lather Up and that Mac 3 line certainly making a solid imprint in both hemispheres.
One of the leading trainers down there too, Virgil Morgan. I noticed looking through his stable runners, he's got quite a few Lather Ups, so he's obviously very keen on them as well.
Yeah. Look, I think you've really got to be on Lather Up in Ohio. Seaside's the king there, but Lather Up's certainly got his imprint there as well. And as I say, they're good horses to steer. They're good gated. They are straight, and they've got high speed like their old man.
Basilica Bob won. I think we went to air and actually did the show last week on the Tuesday morning. He won that Tuesday afternoon at Albion Park as well for Chantel, and Pete bringing his record. He's got a super record. So he's the Lather Up out of the Better Than Cheddar Mare and Rainbow Diamond. 17 starts now, 5 wins, 3 seconds and 3 thirds. This season alone, he's had 7 starts for 4 wins and a second, and a horse with a future. Good finish. Another strong finish. Go back and watch that race. It was on the 20th. Sorry, I don't know actually what date it was on, but it was last Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday week, ago. But yeah, it was a very impressive win on that occasion, and will not be his last.
Yeah, no, it won't be his last. He's a nice horse. He's only a 3-year-old, and another good winner for Lather Up. Barbershop stepped out there at Hobart last Friday night to win his division of the Dandy Patch for the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. Was strong there at the finish, staved off all comers, and has drawn one in the $30,000 final there on the weekend. So another horse that looks very, very hard to beat.
Both those horses, Basilica Bob and Barbershop, stringing together just very impressive records. He's had now 4 starts for 2 wins, a second and a third. So, and he's out of a perfect art mare. So, like Lather Up Sudsy, as we call him, he's crossing with all the right crosses, isn't he?
Yeah, crossing with all the right crosses, even betters, which is a 3x2. I think the thing about them, there's not a lot of them, but they go to the races and they race consistently well. They're good, very, very good money horses. So, they're never far away from the winner's circle, and there's a lot more to come. He's building a steady brand and got a really solid book this year, and can't wait to see Robbie Williams, very good 2-year-old, step out in Perth, El Equestro or in the coming weeks over there. He'll be the 2-year-old to beat in the $100,000 feature at Gloucester Park through the middle of August.
I think 2 of those horses have been the different gravy. Barbershop hasn't got that on it yet, but if he happens to win the sweepstakes, he might get it. But we'll wait and see. But yeah, he's doing an awesome job and getting great numbers and getting winners in New Zealand as well. So and he has arrived back. We should have said that at the start, that the boys are in quarantine in New Zealand at the minute, all the boys that are coming out. So he's arrived safely, so you can bet that he'll be here and ready to go.
Yeah, all the boys have arrived in the last couple of days. Shuttle stains into New Zealand this year, and they'll exit there after their quarantine. So, season well and truly alive, as we say.
Down by the seaside, I think the catchphrase was "catch the next wave." You want to catch this wave. You don't want to wait for the next one. You want to catch the first one because actually, sorry, this is Sweet Lou. Got the wrong horse, Susie. Actually, no, we'll stick on Down by the Seaside. We'll go to that bloke in a second. But Brandon Boulevard, and I have spelled his name right. Anyone looking at it, he's horse in the yellow wheels, back fifth. There for Timmy Tetrick. There's a couple of things to get out of this race, Husey. The one is the last quarter in this race, 25-2. This horse runs himself, Brandon Boulevard. They went that slow in this. They went 58-4 first half, 31, I think, the next quarter. He had no right to come from that far back and beat these horses and just savage the line on this occasion.
Yeah, look, the way the race was run, no one was entitled to come off the speed from that far back in this particular race. An $80,000 division of the Kentucky 2-year-old race at the Red Mile. Brandon Boulevard, look, they only went 54, the 2-year-olds, but as you say, they roared home in 25 and change. That's him getting to the outside there with the yellow wheels and, as you say, savaging the line like a brute, mate. Very, very stylish win, wasn't entitled to win, and a very, very nice horse on the way up. He'll contest some very good racing there at the Red Mile in the coming weeks and race for seriously, seriously good chocolate. So by Seaside and ironically out of an American Ideal mare. So it's a cross we know is going to work. These very good stay-ins, bred back over great great broodmare size, of which American Ideal is going to be, are going to work. Long story short, I've got a Seaside in foal to an American Ideal anywhere down here in Australia anyway. So quietly confident the cross will work and another brute that Down by the Seaside's produced.
Yeah, it is worth, if you can get the opportunity to actually go and watch this. Like I only showed the last 600. We probably had it up long enough. I should have probably shown the whole race, but it was just pedestrian early. And Timmy, I think he was on the second line. Actually, I think it was one of those races where he actually started off the second line, if not out wide. But it was very muddling. It was not what you enjoy watching. And even here, the McCarthy boys have stepped out in front of him. They're keeping him honest. And you think, I was watching it and I'm thinking, geez, Susie, this is a bit of a boring race. 25-2 up the lane, Savage line, which is what the Seasides are doing here in Australia and New Zealand as well.
Yeah, look, that's, he's really hit his straps in the last 18 months, as we know, and they do savage a line, mate. But that's Rocky, brutes, high speed, brutal speed, and that's what this horse has shown. This is only a baby in July, punching home in 25 and change at the end of a race where he just wasn't even entitled to be in the finish. So
and not punished, not punished. Like Timmy's just leaning back on him there. Yep. He's not punishing him, and got a magic stride on him, low head carriage. Yeah, really, really doing the job. And as he is over here, Rocky, as he's more affectionately known, and another horse that has actually arrived on the plane safely.
No, all down, all good, and has arrived safely. So on farm for us probably about August 13, 14. So
which is exciting. We won't be back. I might be almost back. You won't be back, I don't know, from our trip in Ireland. We'll touch on that in a second. But we will now go to Sweet Lou. Now, this is some win, 151. This is for Super Champ Hanover, second over, on the back of the odds-on stablemate favourite. I think he was 13-1 in this race, 151. But look at the quarters, Husey, 27, then a 29-2, 27-3, and then a 27 flat. Unbelievable, this performance.
Yeah, brutal speed on one of the high-speed stakes days. It was Adios Day at the Meadows and a full 16 race car, but Super Champ Hanover, mate. 2-year-old filly by what we can now term Sweet Lou's a champion sire. There's no two ways about that. That's his girls 1-2 punching out in 51 in the $69,000 size stake heat there. Lou just keeps kicking goals anywhere and everywhere. There's not a day goes past that he doesn't have a handful of winners in New Zealand, Australia, and the United States. On Adios Day, I think he sired maybe 25% of the card that day, sire-wise, age horses and babies as well. So Quinella to Lou there, and the Sweet Lou juggernaut continues.
He did a similar thing here in one of the meetings. I just was looking the other day, and 4 or 5 of the winners, he just flies under the radar. We just take it for granted.
Yeah, we do. Gloucester Park last Friday night, four winners for Lou. And one thing we've always said, like Lou raced till he was 5. So the sense was that his horses will have great longevity. They'll race deep. They'll be free for all as at Menangle, Melton, Gloucester Park, Queensland. And that's what's come to pass. 4 of the 10 winners at Gloucester Park last Friday night. It's becoming a normal night for him there,
Yep. The other interesting part is So Brave Hanover, the dam of another Sun Beach Somewhere mare. So two of the horses we're highlighting out of that Sun Beach Somewhere line, which we know works so well here. And we, down by the seaside, it could be. People have done that, but technically it's a little bit close to go to a Sun Beach Somewhere line. But it does definitely work down here in Australia. But you're not limited to going to the stallions. You have the opportunity of sending your mares to these stallions and getting really nice horses.
Yeah, well, that's what we always said about Lou. Like, he will be an outcross, the outcross that the industry craved, and that's come to pass. So well sought after. Phone's still ringing off the hook for him this season, and he has a full deck, mate. So, looking forward to him. He's arrived safely as well, and may Sweet Lou continue to deliver what he's delivering for us and for the industry.
Different gravy, Hughesy, something you and I come up with. I think a few people are trying to follow something similar, but we come up with this random idea the other day. But this was a different gravy debut by Senses, the daughter of American Ideal out of Let Us Reason, 55-2, 26-5 last quarter. Will's asking to hear, but then with 100 to go, he just says, all right, you can just coast to the line. 26-5, that was some debut, wasn't it?
Yeah, sensational debut on what I, would have termed a fairly moderate winter's day at Menangle on Monday. By American Ideal out of Let Us Reason, of course. This filly, probably the best related filly in the Southern Hemisphere now, being a half to Leap to Fame and a half to Grimo's very good horse and Michael Boots' horse.
Swayze.
So it's a family that just keeps giving, and the reality is it's probably the best family in Australia now. There's no doubt about that. But that was a super debut. She'd been nice and cuddled up at the trials a couple of times, but she'll have the New South Wales Breeders' Challenge on her radar, I would say, in the not too distant future. And as we've spoken about, and my love for American Ideal knows no bounds. Here's another one of his progeny, getting the job done.
And well done to David Thorne and the owners. They took a fairly sizable punt with that horse, and it looks like they're coming off. And Will Rickson, I'll tell you, any of the Kiwis watching this, there's not a hotter driver going around at the minute. He can win on anything, but I think he's on something very, very special there. That is for sure. Hughesy, we'll go with the prices and the availability on these horses. This is the Australian stallion roster with Bettor's Delight at $27,500 early bird specials, and you said last week that a few people took you up on that offer straight away. They realise he is still the king.
Oh yeah, I think everyone still realises he's the king, and we're always happy to do an early bird where he's concerned. And there was a number of bookings to coincide with that early bird discount for him, which is terrific. Not far off closing his book either, so just a reminder to those that want to be part of it. Look, Seaside's price, we've dropped a little bit to be in the marketplace. You've listened to what some people have had to say. Lather Up is exquisite value at $4,000, 4,400. Speeding Spur with our trotter there. And Sweet Lou, as I say, book full and closed.
Yep. And the HRA tax is payable on those, which you never know, might not be payable, which could be an added bonus when you're looking at them. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. We can't say yes or no, but hopefully for connections. It is New Zealand, similar roster, fairly similar prices. The one glaring difference is there is still the availability of a bit of frozen semen to American Ideal, and we just saw what Senses was able to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So frozen semen available in New Zealand for American Ideal if required. And look, knowing where he's been and the road he's been down as a stallion, any Kiwi that doesn't want to take advantage of that, needs their head read. The King's there, all the crew, some great value there. And as Cam said, we'll probably talk a bit of turkey on some of those stallions in New Zealand, given the books over there are unlimited.
Yep. So get in touch with Cam Grant or yourself. You can always facilitate that, but Cam's numbers are there down the bottom. Or get in touch with the stud. Go to woodlandstud.co.nz. That's two S's, Woodlands, and then the stud afterwards, and you'll go there to see the full roster and full lineup of the boys. Hughesy, pretty exciting week for you and I. Ireland, UK is beckoning. We're heading across to the Vincent Delaney Memorial. It's going to be great to be catching up with Derek and the crew, and we will be continuing the Woodlands flag while we're over there.
Yeah, no, look, it's hard to believe it's 12 months since we went to London and to Wolverhampton to that particular race meeting, and it's on again it's on again, but this year it's in Wales at a place called Tir Prince by the seaside. It'll be sensational. You're going via Ireland, I'm going via London and Manchester, and yeah, mate, looking forward to it. Getting on the plane, having a break. It's been a solid 25 so far. Last 6 or 8 weeks have been fairly hectic for me. So looking forward to that, then getting back nice and refreshed and cracking on for the breeding season. But one thing I will say, looking forward to the trip. Derek and Lil and all the crew do a super job. Looking forward to catching up with them. There are a few Aussies going as well, and it'll be sensational. Probably a little bit like last year when we were both there. It did renew our faith in the sport a little bit. So get away and clear the mind.
Yeah, it is. And stay tuned to Campbell's comments for heaps of that, but also go to Vincent Delaney Memorial Weekend Facebook page. If you go to that, you'll also be able to keep up to date with heaps of stuff. The Americans do an awesome job. Heather and the crew will be there pumping out as much content as they can as well. So it is going to be a lot of fun. I think we're sponsoring a race again, I believe, because I think I saw photos the other day.
Yeah, I believe that we're rolling down the road of sponsoring a race, maybe on the Friday night, I think. So, and this year's meeting Friday night, Saturday, so sensational.
Yep.
Can't wait, and looking forward to renewing acquaintances with everybody, and catching our breath.
Absolutely. Usually get in touch with yourself or Cam Grant. But as I said, you can ring the farm direct. Just if you go to the website and hit the contact details, there's as easy as anywhere to get in touch with everyone.
Go to the website. That's the easiest point of contact, or obviously track some content via you as well, mate. So looking forward to taking those calls. And
the phone still rings, the emails still work while you're away. You are technically not holidaying. We want to make sure people are aware of that. So make sure they keep keeping in touch with you.
Oh, look, I might have a few days off, Cobber, but the phone will be there. So just leave a message. I won't be far away, and I might ring them in the middle of the night when they ring me in the middle of the night. So
I was about to say the mayor of Wagga, he might want to be careful when he rings us. That is for sure. Especially if he rings us, he'll have to pay for it.
Yeah, he'll have to pay for it. Yeah, that's probably a real good thing. Him and Major Crocker, mate, they're always on the phone for a gas bag. So
they are indeed. Now I've got to produce one of these words. There's a bit of a challenge for me. They're pretty ordinary words. Some of these. I'll go with Wordle, the lover of language and the written word. It's a little bit of a challenge that's been laid down to me that I've accepted. So.
Okay.
A little bit of a byproduct there, but of course it is Drain the Swamp week, and lovely horse that Dennis Bice actually bred.
Yeah, the great Dennis Bice, very good friend of ours, and we used to call him the Mayor of Bendigo, didn't we? So he's produced a very nice horse called Drain the Swamp, very appropriate in these times. It
is indeed, and it's quite a unique little thing. They even cheat at golf. You see those things on TV as well. So, Husey, I reckon this is better without Cam. We're going to go 3 weeks without him because you and I will be doing the content over in Ireland. So, we'll have to probably sit back. He'll be coming off the long run when he joins us in a couple of weeks' time. That's for sure.
Yeah, he might, or maybe we can do a dial in and get him up in the middle of the night, mate, and get some content with him. So,
if you are watching this, it's going to go up straight away. If you are in New Zealand, especially on the North Island, go and see Cam and the team. The Kennys are there. Pretty sure Andrew will be there as well at Auckland. So go and have a chat to him about the full draft of stallions. And, you never know what you might be able to find out. So get in touch with those guys. Husey, as always, thank you very much, mate.
Good on you, Cobber, and make sure everybody at Karaka, make sure there's oysters there tonight, mate. That's always a bit of a concern. So,
and make sure no one eats them.
Correct. Make sure Hilton Hotel, first thing you go and order the oysters, guys. They're sensational.
As I said, don't forget, if you have got a yearling going to the NZB sale, which is the 16th and 18th, Monday and Wednesday of February, that is, make sure your nominations close this Friday, so don't forget those as well. Husey, thank you very much, mate.
Thanks, Cobber.
Used hard here. Panther Hill works up and cleared out of You Brute as they move towards the half. Funky Buddha is third. Watchfire is fourth in front of Brandon Boulevard. Hoop against Angle Wide fifth in front of Dragon Sting. Treacherous will shoot the gap down at the inside in front of Fearless Partners. The half just 58 and 4, 29 and 1 in that second quarter. It is a very leisurely tempo as they move on to the far turn with 3/8 to pace. Panther Hill the one to catch. Here comes Funky Buddha first up at him. Funky Buddha marches up quickly on the outside. outside, and Funky Buddha's taking over the lead. You broke stride of the pocket as Gingras steers him out of harm's way. Funky Buddha's taking it to Panther Hill right now. Watch Fire started to heat up in third. Brandon Boulevard's up fourth, 3/4, 128-1. Funky Buddha sticks a neck in front. Panther Hill tries to counter and quicken. Watch Fire works wide down the center of the course with Brandon Boulevard up fourth, way out wide. That's Dragon Sting. They're 5 across the track. Panther Hill still there at the inside in a battle with Funky Buddha. Brandon Boulevard is surging late. Panther Hill, Brandon Boulevard, it is close. Tight finish there. I believe Brandon Boulevard got him. In a tight photo with Panther Hill, Funky Buddha was third at 154-1.
Mr. Smarty Pants leading the way. Tsunami Seas is there, nose to helmet inside. Outside odds on Phil. He is first up and attacking for Widger. Out to follow that move is Larry Legend inside Sumalak. 3/4 paced in 124. 28-1 backside, racing 6. Caillou Hanover is still closing in on the field. Still a lot to be done as they come to the top of the stretch. Odds on Phil on the outside takes a short lead from Mr. Smarty Pants. Tsunami Seas into the passing lane. Larry Legend is digging late. Sumalak is trying to be there. As they drive for the wire, it's odds on Phil. Odds on Phil to win it. From Tsunami Seas, Sumalak, and I believe Larry Legend, 153.
In third, fourth is Western Raptor. Outside fifth is Easy Breeze. Next in sixth is McHungry. Seventh to the outside, Toast of the Town. Trailer after the break is Signal Caller. Malillo leads this turn into the field into the turn to the 3/4 with Super Champ Hanover second, 3/4 in 124, 27 and 3/3. Malillo, the front runner, Super Champ Hanover second. Al Poppy on the outside third. Western Raptor inside trip. 3 deep on the outside is Toast of the Town. Top of the stretch, they turn for home. It's Malillo with a lead. Super Champ Hanover to the outside second. Al Poppy is third. Through the stretch, it's Malillo on the outside. Super Champ Hanover closing. Malillo, Super Champ Hanover. Those two side by side of the line in 151.